Hello, lovely Miss Melina. So today I'm just going to make you a video for your lesson. One quick reminder, so this week was supposed to be Parents Week. I know you're away, but next week, can you please invite mom or dad or both to the first 10 minutes of your lesson? I promise you, you are absolutely not in trouble. It's just to check in what's upcoming in the year, what events do we have going on, what do we like about lessons, is there anything we want to do less of or more of? So it's a good chat, it's not a bad chat. Invite mom or dad or both first 10 minutes of next week. Please and thank you. Okay, so I have your lesson plan up on my computer here, just off to the side. So we're just going to go down and go through everything together. So I will tell you, though, the one thing, I don't have a copy of your Disney book here, so I can't go through You'll Be in My Heart. Sorry, we just only had one copy of the book, and we don't have one here. So we will, I promise you, the very first thing, because I know we didn't get to it last week, we're going to start with You'll Be in My Heart next week and focus a little bit more on it because we haven't looked at that. So let's just go from the top of your lesson here. We were looking at B minor scales most recently. So B minor is the relative minor of D major. And just a quick reminder, that means the major key and the minor key that have the same key signature. So for D major, we had F sharp and C sharp. So for B minor, it's going to be the same thing. Let me move my camera actually here. All right, so for B minor, we have the same F sharp and C sharp key signature. So let's just quickly, you don't have to do this, I'll just do it for you to review. Let's play the natural minor version of the scale. So in right hand, quick reminder, no pinky, right hand in natural minor, we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. I don't know why I said no pinky. My brain was on left hand. It's left hand, no pinky. Speaking of left hand, we start on finger 4. Here's just a review. You can play along the natural if you want to, or you can just watch. So we go 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's just rewind our brains here and think, what do we change about a natural minor scale to turn it into a harmonic minor version of that scale? So say it out loud on the count of 3 with me. Which note do we change? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7? 1, 2, 3, 7! Hopefully you said 7, because that's the right answer. So in the case of B minor, let's count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be an A normally, but let me show you an easier way to do that. Instead of counting up 7, we know that each scale is 8 notes, so why don't we just count backwards 1? You're going to get the same note, so we know that the 7th note is A. Now, to make it a melodic or a harmonic minor version, we are going to change A for A sharp. So let's listen to that. Let's do right hand again. Same finger numbers though. So here we go with finger 1 in right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finger 1, 2, 3. Tuck 1, 2, 3, 4 on A sharp. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 on A sharp. 5. Go down 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1 on B. 4 on A sharp. 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. I said the wrong fingers at one point there. Left hand, same thing. Finger 4. 1, 2. Here we go. Finger 4. 3, 2, 1. Finger 4. 3, 2, 1. A sharp. 1, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1. 2 on A sharp. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so to make that same scale melodic minor, we are going to raise note 6 and notes. Oh, I should have had you answer. Which notes are they? Yes, that's right. It's 6 and 7. So we are raising 6 and 7 on the way up of our scale, and we are lowering them. We're flattening them back on the way down. So we already know the 7th note is A, becoming A sharp. That must mean the next note underneath it is note number 6, which is G. So on the way up for melodic minor, G and A become G sharp and A sharp, and then they go back to where they came from on the way down. So let's do right hand. It's the same fingers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 sharps in a row. 2, 3, 1. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Flatten A, G, F sharp, E, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. I made your brain work overtime there because I was counting your finger numbers and your notes. Overtime in the brain. Okay, here we go. Same thing with left hand. I'll say note names on the way up and finger numbers on the way down. Just remember to lower G sharp and A sharp back on the way down. Left hand finger 4, ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, D. Oh, let me try again. I forgot I was going to say no name. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, A, G, finger 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, so I was just making sure that's all we had for this week. So we had the natural, harmonic, and melodic minor this week for something new to add on in your practice. I don't want to move on from B minor until I see you do the scales, just to make sure there's no questions. So what we'll add on that's new for technique this week is B minor triads. So quick reminder, we need the first, third, and fifth note of a scale to make up our triad. So the first note's pretty obvious, it's B. Let's try and see what our third note is. And I'll play it down here so you can see it, I guess. So we're on B, not C sharp, that's note number 2. So D is note number 3. Not E, that's note number 4, so F sharp. So let's listen to those all together. Kind of sounds like a foghorn. And that is what we would expect. It's not a super happy, beautiful, sunshiny sound. It is minor. It's going to sound a little gloomy. So in our right hand, the chord, or the triad finger numbers, root position, which is our first one we play, is just 1, 3, 5. Our first inversion, which is just our first move that we make, it's going to be finger 2 in the middle. So 1, 2, 5. After that, on second inversion, we're back to 1, 3, 5, and then 1, 3, 5 at the top. Oops. There you go. Left hand, it's similar, but we have 1, 3, 5 at the bottom. 1, 3, 5 again on first inversion, and then on second inversion in the left hand, we use finger 2, and we're back to 1, 3, 5. So if I were to play them together, first position, which is root position, both hands 1, 3, 5, first inversion, right hand, finger 2, second inversion, left hand, finger 2, and then back to 1, 3, 5 at the top. So let's just run through those quick. You don't have to do this the first time you watch this video, but over the week when you're practicing with this video, come back and watch this part for your triads. So we'll start with right hand. Our fingers are 1, 3, 5 to start. We'll do solid first and then broken, and then we'll do the same on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Root position, finger 2, first inversion, second inversion, root on top, second inversion, finger 2, and root position. Let's do broken now. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 3, 1. Excellent. I'm sure that went super, super well for you. And if it didn't, lucky for you, you have the whole week to practice. So I will see those next week. Let's look at left hand now. Get ready. We'll start with solid triads first. Left hand and, oh, what am I doing? Okay, so we'll go about this fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be our speed. 1, 2, here we go. Root position, first inversion, second inversion, root position, second inversion, first inversion, root position. I realized that was a little quick. Was that a little quick? You can't tell me. I'm talking to my iPad right now. Let's try it again in case that was a little quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Root position, first inversion, second inversion, root position, second inversion, root position. I skipped over first position. Well, I played it right, but I said it wrong. Here we go, broken. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 3, 1, 1, 3, that's your new technique this week, is to add on your triads, broken and solid. And I'm going to be watching with my eagle eyes for if you're using finger 2 in the right spot. So pay close attention to that. Okay, next up here, we're on page 22. I'm just going down your lesson plan. We're in our beautiful, would you call this purple or blue? I guess blue is the closest. So in our lovely blue book, page 22, flip on over. Okay, and we have a fun song here called The Clock Strikes 13. Oh, it's hard to say. The Clock Strikes 13. And I know you know these already, but the new idea they're introducing on this page are dynamic marks that are crescendos and diminuendos. Keep in mind, diminuendo, sometimes you see it written as decrescendo. Why are they different? I don't know, but there's 2 different names. Diminuendo and decrescendo pretty much mean the exact same thing. They mean get softer. And crescendo means get louder. So, on The Clock Strikes 13, we are starting with piano, and then we're crescendoing all the way to to the end of line 1 to forte. So, let's start by doing a little reading here. Left hand, our first notes. Well, we know that good burritos don't fall apart in the bass clef, so we know our first line is G, and then we skip over B. Our top note is B. Our bottom line is G. We skip over B, and our top note in the left hand is D. I said it right that time. So in the right hand, we know that for our lines, it's every good boy does fine. So that means the third line is B. And if you play it all together, you might notice it sounds very beautiful. The reason is because those are the 3 notes of a G major triad. They just broken it up. So we have our hands in position ready to go. Finger 5 and 1 in the left hand, finger 3 in the right hand. Let's try playing this together, and I want you to really focus on crescendoing. So here we go. From line 1, measure 1, I'll count us in, and let's try and play the song. We'll go pretty slow the first time and then a bit quicker the second time. 1, 2, 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, getting louder, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, line 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, getting softer, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I actually did something wrong at the end. I don't know if you noticed, but at the very end in the left hand, I double hit those notes. Bad left hand. We're not supposed to do that. We're holding those because they're tied. So this time I'm going to play it one more time about the same speed, but I'm going to count in my head instead of out loud. You do the same, please, and let's try and focus on our dynamics. So we'll go about the same speed. I'll count us in, but this time counting in your head. 1, 2, 3, a little bit faster. Sorry, so it's a tiny bit faster, but close to the same speed. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Line 2. And then wrist float off to high G. Okay, and then the very last thing at the bottom here, play the 13 bells on high G of your choice. So we're going to go either this G, which is, well, you can go any of the high Gs. I know my camera cuts it off, but you can go here, or here, or here, because it says the high G of your choice. So it says begin as soft as possible with a dramatic crescendo and diminuendo. So let's try that. Measure 9. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And now getting softer. And very soft at the end. Okay. So now that we've reviewed, let's try the whole song a little tiny bit faster. This time we're going to include the very last line, and that'll be that. So hands in position, ready to go. A little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, here we go. dramatic song, hey? Okay, so that was The Clock Strikes 13. My friend, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, we will go through this song. We'll still go through it next week because I want to hear you play it once. But if you have any comments, questions, concerns, take a quick second, pause this video, and write down whatever your questions are or whatever you want to ask me about it next week. Okay, let's look at page 23 now, how we have a really cool song called The Elf's Silver Hammer. So let's stop and let's look at our song here. Let's start with our key signature and time signature. So key signature, lucky us, no sharps and no flats, so nothing we have to watch out for that. Time signature, now we're in 2/4 time, and that might be, it's not new, but it's maybe one you haven't seen a lot. So just like in 4/4 time and in 3/4 time, it tells us a lot of information about our song. So what it tells us is that we have either 2 quarter notes or the value of 2 quarter notes in each measure. And another thing to think about in 2/4 time is where the emphasis falls. So let's rewind our brains again. So 4/4 time, it's strong, weak, medium, weak. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In 3/4 time, it's strong, weak, weak. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In 2/4 time, it's just strong, weak. So it's 1, 2, 1. Ooh, hiccup, excuse me. 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's just something for you to keep in mind whenever you're playing songs in these key signatures. And there are other key signatures. We'll talk about those. Ooh. Oh, there we go. There are other key signatures, of course, but time signatures, of course, but we'll get into that. So one other thing we should notice right off the bat on this song, no bass clef. So both of our hands are written in a treble clef. Now, a lot of people get a little bit confused by that, and they think, well, do I just read a C and a G here, but I play it down here on the piano? And that's not what happens. Whenever you read a middle C in the treble clef, it's always the same C on the piano. So when you see a song that's written both hands in treble clef, it just means it sits a little bit higher on the piano. The same thing is true if you saw a song written all on the bass clef. It would sit a bit lower on the piano. So let's check out our first line of the song, and then I'll ask you to please prepare line 2 of the song. So before we do anything, let's do some clapping. And the right hand kind of has a more interesting job on line 1, so let's clap the right hand part. So I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and to count us in, and then we're going to clap this rhythm together. And that's about the speed we'll go because it's mostly 8 notes, and you're pretty good at 8 notes. So here we go. Line 1, right hand part, we're clapping. 1 and 2 and here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now just for giggles, I know I said I'm going to have you put line 2 together on your own, and that's still true, but I'm going to help you with the rhythm. So let's clap it together. Take a quick second, look at line number 2, try and get the rhythm in your head. Okay, and let's try and clap line 2 together. We'll go a tiny bit slower because this one's a little bit trickier. So 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 and. So your homework is to find the notes on line 2, but there you go, that's the rhythm. So let's go back now, look at line number 1. Let's find where we start. So left hand, we're starting with pinky on middle C and thumb on G. Right hand, we have, what do you think, what note is that? It's an E, so hopefully you had an E. So it's not the E right by middle C, but the one above that. I'm sorry, I know my camera cuts that off, but it's not gonna stay if I put it like that. So there are our first notes to begin here. Let's try sight reading this a little bit. Before we start, take a really, really quick glance ahead. What does right hand have to do? What does left hand have to do? Think about what notes we're gonna need here. Okay, and let's try it together. So we'll sight read line number 1, pretty slow. I'll count us in and we'll go together. 1 and 2, and here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay, now one other thing I'm just going to point out to you, and then I'll put this in your lesson plan as homework. On line number 1, some of these notes should be staccato, some of these notes should be legato. Tell me which one's next week. So I'll write down that question in your lesson. be ready to answer it. All right. Speaking of your lesson, next up on your lesson is You'll Be in My Heart. I covered that. We're going to start with it next in-person lesson, and we'll spend a few extra minutes. Now, next up, we're looking at my grand plan. So, pause the video for a sec, Melina. Grab whatever you need to grab for my grand plan. If you have your words, your binder, and we're singing, so take a sec as well and find a water bottle, please. Because, oh my gosh, the air is way too dry outside for you to sing without water. I will not allow it. Stay hydrated. So pause the video if you need to. Grab those things and then come back. Here, this is my pause face. Okay, welcome back from grabbing those things if you had to. Now, also keep in mind, you are singing, so you are sitting, I'm assuming, before the piano. Move your video, whatever you're watching this on, phone, iPad, laptop, somewhere where you can stand for singing. Because we are good singers and we follow good singing rules and we have good posture when we sing. So let me scooch my camera really quick. I'm going to talk you through a warm-up and then we'll get going on my grand plan. Oop, hopefully that wasn't too loud. Okay, so I'm going to kind of fake this because I'm sitting at the piano, but you will be a good voice student and you will be standing for this whole thing. So let me just talk you through our body warm-ups, then we'll do voice. Do a neck roll, please. So let your head fall to one side, to the front, to the other side, all the way around, back, switch directions, go around back, to the side, to the front, and you should end up where you started. Okay, let's roll our shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, let's do 4 times. And forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold one arm in front and hold for 3, 2, 1. Switch, other arm, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and now I'm gonna fake this part because I'm sitting down, but you do it for real. Do some twists. Wake up your middle section. Just be gentle. Don't be hard. Be gentle. Be nice. Okay, wiggle your hips. Show me your best dance move today. You always have the best dance moves, Melina. I bet you're giggling right now because you always giggle when we do this. You'll have to tell me if you giggled next time. Okay, walk on the spot. Wake up your legs. This is me faking it at the piano. Okay, glue your big toe to the floor, wiggle that ankle. Glue your other big toe to the floor, wiggle that ankle. Wake up your toes in your socks or shoes, or you're at home, so maybe bare feet, I don't know. Open hands, squish, open, squish. Okay, now open your face really wide like you got a big surprise. And squish like you ate a lemon. Surprise, lemon. Good, now get yourself a nice little jaw massage and go. And let's shake out our jaw. Put your hands in front of your face. Go. The most fun one ever. Okay. Now, our embouchure warm-up. So we're going to warm up our mouth here. Say, please, the tip of the teeth, the lips, the tongue. Say, red leather, yellow leather. Say, unique, New York. Say, I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch. Okay, now we're going to do my favorite. A box of biscuits, a box of mixed biscuits, and a biscuit mixer. Your turn. Okay, and our last one, let's say toy boat 5 times fast. I'll do it with you. Here we go. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Okay, I was kind of wimpy on that. I didn't go fast. Let's try faster. Here we go. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. See, that's why I can't do it. Okay. Vocal warm-up. So let's start in the middle of our voice here. You're going to slide up and down on a hum, and at the bottom you're going to open to an ah. So be careful. I don't want your lips to curl over. I don't want ah. That's a lot of work with your mouth and jaw. I just want really nice, relaxed ah. So all you're doing is letting your jaw drop open. And this is just to get our voice warmed up for the day. Here we go, humming. Up. Two more of these. coaster, please. Go, woo! Your turn. Okay, now let's go middle, high, middle. So repeat after me. Woo! Your turn. Okay, so now let's take that same idea of middle, high, middle, and let's do it on an E vowel, because E is nice and forward. Let's channel our evil witch for a quick second here. Go, let me hear it. I'll do it with you. So remember, when you want to think about having that sound in our nose, and we're not, of course, going to sound like nasal when we're singing our song, but you want to have a little bit of that going on, because there's two extremes. You can either be really, really nasal, or you can be really, really breathy. And we kind of want to be somewhere in between. We want to be right in the middle if we can. So for you, my friend, your natural voice is just a little bit breathier than the middle there. I'm the opposite. My natural voice is a little bit more nasal, so I actually have to do the opposite. I have to add in breath. You just have to take a little bit out. Everyone's different, right? So here we go. Here's our high warm-up today. Here's the pattern. Listen once, and then you're going to do it with me. So we start legato one round, and then staccato. And we're going to go hee-hee-hee, like I told you a funny joke. So legato starting, we go hee, and remember on the staccato ones, it's not E. We don't want that hard glottal onset. Remember, we don't want our vocal cords to high five. We just want them to wave each other. So it's he, not E. Okay, here we go together. Legato, then staccato. 1, 2, here we go. And feel your diaphragm on each of those. Let's go a little bit faster. To our songs is our low notes. So pretend you've had a very long day, and I want you to yawn down. Go, ah, like you've had a long day. Go for it. Big yawn. Okay, now same thing. We're gonna yawn and slide down, but I want you to start it in your chest voice. So instead of going all the way down, go in your chest voice, but still high. Go ah. Your turn. Okay, so now I want you to do your best impression of a surfer dude. So I don't know if you've ever met a surfer dude in your life, but they kind of talk like this, and they're kind of like chia. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go chia. Your turn. Okay, now take off the ch. Go yeah. Your turn. And now smooth it out. Go yeah. Your turn. And you should feel. Remember, we want the back of our tongue to drop down, and we want our soft palate, that's the squishy part in the top of your mouth, to raise up. So this yeah kind of feeling, you should feel nice open space and a huge amount of room in the back of your throat. So we're gonna take our surfer dude yeah feeling, and I want you to do it on an O vowel, because that's nice and good for going low. And here's our pattern going down. Oh, and yes, you can be slippy slidey like that. Here we go. We'll go a bit quicker than that. Here we go. Let's try for 3 more. Reach for that bottom note. Oh. So one thing I want you to keep in mind mind when you're practicing over this week, whenever you're going low, a lot of people, the tendency is to a little bit grab on the throat and go, here I go, I'm singing low, and you put a little bit too much tension here. I want you to remember that this should feel conversational, almost like you're speaking. So just practice, say in a low voice, say, hello, how are you today? Go, try it. Good, now go, hello, how are you? And think of keeping it conversational. Try it. Hello, how are you? So, Melina, my friend, that is the same low note we got to in your warm-ups, but my guess is that it felt a lot easier just now when we went, hello, how are you? So remember, it should be conversational, keep it light, don't grab in the throat at the bottom there. All right, so let me grab my grand plan. We'll go through that, and then I'll tell you what you're doing for theory this week. My grand plan is that I will be remembered. Okay, so for this, my friend, I'm just gonna play and sing, and I want you to sing along with me. And the reason I'm just not saying go practice with your track is because if you did ever want to perform this, no pressure, but if you want to, you would not be having a whole track with the drums and the guitar. It would just be a piano. So let's kind of get used to that experience. So if you do want to perform this, you have that under your belt and it's not a whole new idea. So let me scooch this up just a tiny bit. And over there. Okay, so I will sing with you for, oh, that camera's gonna move, gosh darn it, that's fine. So I'll sing with you for my grand plan, and we're gonna go through the whole gosh darn thing, and then I have something really fun for you for theory this week. So, my grand plan, pause, grab whatever you need, and we're just gonna go from the beginning. And I don't think my sleeves are gonna cooperate, so let's do that. Okay, here we go. So far, you win at every single game. You want a quest, they tell you tough. If you don't go, you'll never know if you'll ever be good enough. went for you, but I sure had fun singing with you. Alrighty, so that is it for the voice portion of our lesson today. We got a good solid warm-up and a good go on our song here. So for theory this week, I have something super fun for you. I actually made you a worksheet of all different questions to do with Annabeth. So some of them are questions you'll be able to look up the answers to, like, who am I? What's my main goal in the play / in the story? Some of them you might not be able to look up, and then when you get to those questions, like, what is Annabeth's favorite food? You get to make it up. So that is my mission to you. I'll put that right in your lesson plan. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you have a really, really awesome week. I hope you have fun practicing, and I will see you next time. Au revoir.